just a few minutes late, but we are recording, so just beware that we are in pause for a moment in terms of our meeting, but not pause in terms of recording. Mr. Chair, we are recording and we are ready to start when you are.
Is everybody on? I know Beverly said she was having trouble getting on.
We have Beverly.
You do have Beverly. Good. Everybody else?
He's on mute.
So everybody's on.
Beverly, you're on mute.
I thought that was Duran that said he couldn't get on.
Oh, yeah, it was Duran. I don't see Duran on. Is he on? Oh, it was Duran.
We're resending the link.
Yeah, the link.
So Jimmy, it would seem as though you have spotty internet.
He just asked for one. Is that right, Kevin?
Jimmy, sorry, you're breaking up as far as your internet goes. Could you repeat what you said?
You may want to take your camera off, Jimmy. It'll give you a little more bandwidth.
Is that the password, Evan? 122402? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it says. I just sent it to him. They got Wi-Fi in Lawrenceburg.
They do at Duran's house.
Dran, you on? I see an iPad kicked on. Hey, Duran, you on, Duran?
He's connecting to the audio right now.
Says he's on mute. I mean, he's not on mute anymore if he's the iPad number 7. But anyway.
I think we're ready to start.
Is he on? Do y'all know?
Yes.
Okay, great. We'll get started. This is the meeting of the UT Southern Advisory Board, and we'll come to order. And Kim, would you please call the roll?
Jimmy Granberry.
Here.
When we do roll call, we have to indicate whether anybody else is in the room with you.
Oh,
Or
no,
your
nobody's in the room. My dog, but she doesn't know how to talk. Is that okay? Charlotte, you be quiet. Now don't say a word.
Doug Haney.
He's not able to attend today.
Grant Harwell.
Here and my door is closed.
Beverly Johnson.
Here and I'm by myself.
Duran Johnson.
Here.
Caroline
Are
Eagle
you
McNally.
by yourself, Duran?
Duran, is anyone in the room with you?
Duran, are you by yourself?
Yes, I am. Mhm.
Okay, good.
Caroline,
I'm having trouble with the volume, getting it up loud enough to hear.
Caroline Eagle McNally.
Here, and I'm by myself.
Mr. Chairman, we have a quorum.
Great, great. Well, I don't really have any opening comments, just to say congratulations on another great year, and I love the president's reports every week, and I'm really excited about the enrollment numbers and the application numbers, and onward and upward for UT Southern. It's a big day. And so next, I guess, is a recommendation of the budget to the university, and I'll turn it over to Robbie Shelton, our Chief of Staff.
Thank you, Jimmy, and thank you, Advisory Board, for being here today. I have with me Rhonda Kleiner in the finance office with me. We're going to go over this budget with you today. It'll be on the screen. I want to go over the revenue part of the budget first and show you that most of our revenues come from tuition and fees. And I should say up front that in this tuition and fee number of 9.5 million, we are asking for a 3% increase in tuition and fees this year. THEC gave us a range of 0 to 3%. Most University of Tennessee schools, including ourselves, UT Martin and Chattanooga, are asking for a tuition and fee increase this year. University of Tennessee Knoxville is not, but 9.5 million of it is tuition and fee income. State appropriations, we received 5.9 million, almost $6 million in recurring funding. Although UT Southern is not part of the state funding formula, we do receive recurring funding. We will be eligible in 25 and 26 to be part of the state formula, which is a great thing for us because when they look at UT Southern that year, they'll look at, has our enrollment increased? Yes. Has our retention increased? Yes. And has our graduation rates increased? And most likely that will be yes too, although that's a lagging indicator. But we'll look really, really good when it comes time for those reoccurring dollars in 25, 26. Second or third largest amount of money on here is endowment income, $450,000. As most of you know, Dr. Martin, Evan, and I, the entire senior leadership team, we're working on finalizing that agreement. Hopefully we'll have that final agreement in place before the end of the year. And then there's other sources of money, not a great deal of money for unrestricted gifts and other sources, but about $16 million in revenue income. And Rhonda will go over the expenses. And if you have questions, please ask them at any time. Don't wait for them. But if you have any questions about revenue, I'll be happy to answer.
Robbie, how do you come up with the endowment income? Is there a formula, or is that something y'all are still working on?
It is a historical number, meaning what we used to receive when we were Martin Methodist College and what we expect to receive once everything is worked out. Just to give you some rough numbers, about 300,000 of it would be for endowed scholarships, and about 150,000 would be for general operating expenses. But we think that number is pretty close. It's a really good estimate.
And just to add, Jimmy, to your point, we have not received that distribution since we've been UT Southern. We're working with the Martin Methodist Foundation. I think we're getting close. making that happen. I reached out a couple of weeks ago. I haven't heard back, but I think we're moving toward being able to feel like in the upcoming year that we will get that distribution and we'll be able to award the scholarships as indicated, as well as our money for operating funds. And so we're hopeful. And while that's a historical number, there's always a chance that it may be delayed a little bit, but we're hopeful that that will be distributed.
We'll go over the expenses now.
As you can see, our expenditure budget is broken down into functional area, and our largest areas are instruction and student services. So both of these support our students and provide for their academic education. The items, and I'm just going to briefly explain to you what falls under some of these. Instruction is basically your academic areas, your biology, your education, your business courses. So basically your instructional courses fall under there. Your academic support are those areas that support our academic areas, our instructional areas, such as the provost office, the registrar's office, and any of those supporting areas like the learning center, those type of things. Student services are related, as it says, student services, the dean of student life. You've got your athletics in there. You've got your admissions, your financial aid. These all go to support our students. Our institutional support is basically our academic, our offices that support the general campus, such as the chancellor's office, the business office. We have our institutional memberships there, our insurance that we have to pay, our insurance premiums, and our operations and maintenance would be our physical plant, our security department, those that support the campus wide, our facilities, groundskeeping, those type of things. Utilities would be included in those. And of course, we have our scholarships and fellowships. We don't have any fellowships currently, but that's the category that those are combined in, but our scholarships are budgeted at $3 million this year. And then we have a transfer from because we have a shortfall between our revenue and expenses, where there was a transfer that has to be made to make that balance out. And the 3.8 million is related to that.
Hey, Rhonda, where is that transferred to?
So we have reserves, and the transfer is coming from reserves into this budget to offset our expenses, along with a transfer from auxiliary. I believe it's 10% of our auxiliary revenue goes to help support our it's the E&G budget, educational and general budget, that helps to support the functions that we have to provide to the auxiliary area. They pay us about 10% of our auxiliary revenues to help offset those costs in E&G.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions, Rhonda, on the expenses? Okay, hearing none. I'd like to get a motion from the floor for approval of the budget as presented.
So moved.
Have a second.
Second.
Have a second. I assume, Madam President, you've got who's making the motion a second. I can't distinguish the voices. I think Duran made the motion, and I'm not sure who made the second.
Brent.
Okay, Brent, thank you. All right, any further discussion on the budget? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it, great. Good job. I appreciate the hard work I know y'all put into this budget. I know there's a whole lot of backup to this.
Mr. Chair, Mr.
yes,
Chair,
ma'am.
we have to do a roll call vote because this is a virtual meeting.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. Okay, Kim, would you call the roll, please?
Jimmy Granberry,
I vote yes.
Grant Harwell,
Yes.
Beverly Johnson,
Yes.
Dorian Johnson,
Yes.
Caroline Ezel McNally.
Yes.
Okay, the ayes have it. Thank you, Kim. I appreciate it. And next up is the Chancellor's recommendation of the student representative to the advisory board.
Thank you. As you recall from our first meeting, we established that the campus would work to establish a process for recommending our student member of the advisory board. And so we did that, and we solicited nominations from across the campus. We got those nominations from our various academic units. And then those students were asked to submit their application, as well as some reflections on why they felt like this would be valuable, the value of the student's voice on this committee, how they would work to get student input from across campus. And then we asked the committee, under the direction of the provost, to come to a select 3 finalists. Those 3 finalists then did an interview with the senior leadership team, and we did an exhaustive interview with each of our candidates, all of whom were extraordinarily strong. I think you would have been proud of all of our students who participated in that process. They were great representatives of the campus, and so when we did that, we elected to recommend Olivia Word. And Olivia is with us today. Let me tell you just a little bit about her. She's a full-time student. She began in 2020, and she served in a number of leadership roles on campus, including the Emerging Leaders Program. She's on the Banker Frank Ewing Scholars Program. She also is a member of Alpha Chi National Honor Society and Omicron Delta Kappa Honor Society. She, in her spare time, she works at the Giles County Library, and she is very engaged on campus. I will tell you, just as an aside, when we interviewed her, she had read the bylaws for the committee, and she had gone back and reviewed the recordings of each of the previous meetings of the advisory board in preparation. So I would say that it is with great pleasure that we recommend Olivia Word as our representative to the advisory board.
Well, thank you. That was wonderful, and it was impressive reading her resume that was sent out by Evan. So why don't we have a motion in a second, then we can have discussion, and then we'll do a vote. So can I get a motion, please?
Brant Harwell makes the motion.
Second, do I have a second?
I'll make the second.
Second by Duran Johnson. Is there any discussions or questions?
I've got a question too, Jimmy.
Okay,
I think probably, Dr. Martin, you answered this, but what is the most outstanding thing that brought her above the other students? Is it the preparation, or is it the rest of her resume?
Saying that her strong resume in terms of experience, it was varied in terms of excellence in different areas. Her preparation, her knowledge of the campus, her thoughtfulness about how a student can contribute to the committee, and then just thinking about how she presented her ideas and her suggestions for ways that we can improve and ways that she can contribute in a meaningful way to the advisory board.
Okay, so a broad scope then.
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
I'd also like to ask, in looking at the resume, can you tell me more about the Title IX operations on campus, how that works?
So Olivia is on the call. Olivia, if you don't mind, maybe sharing with the committee what your work in that area entails.
Sure. So the Title IX Club was started, I believe, by Sarah Catherine during the last school year, the 2021-2022 year. And she reached out to a few students, including me, and asked if we would like to help start the club. And I was very excited to. So the Title IX group really tries to bring an awareness to like I guess sexual violence and domestic abuse, stuff like that, and making sure people are aware that it does happen, and unfortunately it does happen on college campuses sometimes, and that there is a safe place to learn about that and the resources to help prevent that. And if you are in a situation like that, there is a place to go, and there are resources that you can reach out to and to help you create a better situation for yourself and improve your situation. So we've only had a few events on campus so far with that club, and we're hoping to do more in the future, hopefully in this next school year. But really it's just bringing awareness to, it does happen, be on the lookout for it, be watchful for your friends, for yourself, and then know resources if you do come into that situation. So it's really exciting, and I hope to do more with it with the future.
Thank you, Olivia.
Very good, thank you, and good to see you, Olivia.
Any other questions for the team or Olivia? Okay, hearing none, could we have a motion and a second? Kim, would you please call the roll?
Jimmy Granberry,
Yes.
Grant Harwell,
Yes.
Beverly Johnson,
Yes.
Doreen Johnson,
Yes,
Caroline Ezell McAnally.
Yes.
Sounds like the ayes have it. Thank you, Kim, for that. And Olivia, welcome to this board. I guess the scrutiny you went through to get picked was probably equal to what the five of us went through down at the state legislature, where we been a day talk to and questions asked. I will say that the lone Nashville member didn't get picked on as much as the Giles County and Lawrence County folks got picked on, which was refreshing. Olivia, would you like to say anything before we move on?
Really just thank you. I'm really excited to work with you all and to serve our campus.
Great. We look forward to hearing from you in the future. Okay, so the final item on the agenda, we have the approval of the minutes from the April 4th meeting, and I think everybody's got a copy of those as distributed. Could I get a motion, please? Everybody's being back.
Oh, I make the motion, we approve the minutes.
Thank you, Beverly. And a second?
I'll second that.
Second. Any discussion on the minutes? Okay, Kim, would you call the roll, please?
Jimmy Granberry,
Yes.
Grant Harwell,
Yes.
Beverly Johnson,
Yes.
Doreen Johnson,
yes,
Caroline Ezell McAnally,
Yes.
Olivia Ward,
Yes.
The ayes have it. Thank you. Any other business that any other board member would like to bring to our attention, or anybody on staff like to bring anything to our attention before we adjourn? Everybody's being awful quiet this morning. Judy, you don't have anything to say?
I am proud of Olivia, let me say.
Well, I will say I hope everybody has a wonderful summer, and I know there's a lot of work going on campus, and I will tell you, Senator Pody is very excited about this board. He's on the education committee and he was part of our confirmation. And I talked yesterday to Ms. Martin, and we're going to try to get Senator Pody and others on campus as soon as possible as time permits and show them what's going on and what's perking for the future. So that's all I had. Linda, do you have anything you'd like to close with before we adjourn?
May I ask one question, clarifying question
Sure, go ahead.
about the budget? Just, and Rhonda will be the one to answer this, I think. Under the proposed tuition and fees, which I don't think we looked at a minute ago, I'm a little bit, I don't know what the definitions of these things are. I'd like for somebody to tell me. What is a graduate maintenance fee and an undergraduate maintenance fee? What does that mean?
So the maintenance fee is basically the tuition. It's a different terminology with the UT system. The maintenance fee is what we would have called as Martin Methodist College's basic tuition.
Okay. And what are mandatory fees then?
Mandatory would be equivalent to our comprehensive fee that we charged as Martin Methodist College, just different terminology.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody else before we adjourn?
I would just like to say thanks to each of the committee members. I appreciate your engagement in the campus, appreciate your interest in what we're doing. I think there's a lot of really great things that we're working on in the summer. Look forward to having everybody back on campus when we can showcase some of our summer projects. We can also welcome back our students to campus in the fall and hope that you'll be able to join in when we welcome them back, because it's an exciting time on campus, and we're hoping to hit that 1,000 student mark. And so we're excited about everything that will happen in the upcoming academic year. But thank you to all of you.
Thank you. And one comment I would like to make, and this is a long ways off, but I know graduation jumped up on us pretty quick and a lot was happening and we were newly formed, but I would love to have a little advance notice on graduation next year and get that on my calendar as soon as possible in the winter time so we can attend if available.
Dr. Cheetah will give you dates for the next 2 years.
Great. I appreciate it. Okay, hearing no other comments, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
A second.
All right. Motion a second, and I appreciate it. I don't guess that recalls a roll call vote, does it, Kim?
You know, I'm not sure. That's okay. Jimmy Granberry.
Here. Yeah, yes. Adjourn.
Harwell.
Yes.
Beverly Johnson.
Yes.
Durant Johnson.
Let's go.
Caroline McMillan.
Yes.
Olivia Ward.
Yes.
All right, the ayes have it. Meeting adjourned. Thanks, everybody, and have a great summer. Talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.